Now, this hotspot will never work. It's been offline for almost 5 days now. I think it's stuck on a block. I'm not getting any help from Minted. Uh, and the guy whose house it's at has COVID, so I can't go in order to try to change the SD card. Very, very annoying. But that's not what I want to talk to you about. In fact, well, this isn't what I want to talk to you about either, although I know some of you are curious. I am doing some testing on directional antennas, seeing what kind of results I get. As you can see, I'm trying 3 of them. But what I want to talk to you about does not relate to this. It relates to this little box right here. No, not the Samsung printer, although that printer is broken, and if anybody knows where to get a Samsung printer fixed, I'd love to know. No, I'm talking about this little device right here. This device has been very interesting, and I just installed it yesterday, so I will tell you about it shortly. But let me first start by saying it's been interesting trying to do tests like this, having multiple hotspots in one house. Now, certainly one of the issues is I feel like I have to have everything relayed to do the test because, quite frankly, multiple hotspots in one house, the only hotspot that I can get that is not relayed would be the one that has port forwarding in it. So there is a hotspot in my attic that has the 44158 port forwarded to it, but an interesting thing happened. This synchro bit right here, it suddenly changed. Its relayed status went away, and now it's using 44159, which I thought was kind of crazy. I don't know how that would have happened. I didn't do anything to make that happen. In fact, I don't know how people would go about making that happen, but I have seen this happen in other cases. Also, I have another hotspot which changed to use 44160. Now that one was still relayed, and it's always said relayed, so I don't know why this one suddenly doesn't say relayed, but that one does. I decided out of curiosity to see what would happen if I changed my port forwarding, so port 44159 goes to the synchro bit, and port 44160 goes to the other gold spot miner. But the tests are not complete. I haven't seen a result yet, so I'll have to let you know. The bigger issue was what to do about the other 2 gold spot miners that were relayed that didn't have a change in the port, at least not one that I could see. Well, for the solution, I decided to try, like I said, this little device right here. So let's go back downstairs and let's talk about it. So I fully admit I've been wanting to find a solution not just for the house, but for remote installs where I would be able to get all of the miners off of relayed. Because quite frankly, if they're on relayed, they're in the long term not going to be able to be useful for mining helium, because sooner or later we're not going to be dealing with proof of coverage, but we're going to be dealing with data rewards. So that being the case, I would like everything off of relayed and figuring that out sooner than later. Now, one of the reasons, of course, was, like I said, I want to do remote installations. And when I mean remote, I mean I want to put them somewhere in the mountains where they're facing the city and they're getting as much rewards as possible. But that would also mean hooking up via, let's say, a 5G connection or a 4G connection. And all of that being the case, in order to have one like that with a static IP address where all the information is being transferred correctly and you're not being relayed, you need to have a business account. And I don't want to have a business account because most of us can't. So what's the other solution? And I personally, and I've mentioned this before, I like using Visible. Visible has unlimited internet for $25 a month, provided that you have 4 accounts that are connected. And it's great. It works fine. It is because you're talking about tethering or having a hotspot. It does lower your speed to like 5 megabits per second, but you don't need that much speed for what we're doing. So all of that was great to me, except of course that I'm relayed, and I was going to use like this this MiFi, or I have a bunch of old iPhones with broken screens that I thought maybe I could use, but same problem. Now, admittedly, with the phones, there might be options. I'm told with the iPhones, you need to jailbreak them, but they might be options to set something up. But I don't know if that's going to be the final tool. So after doing a lot of searching, one thing that people kept suggesting to me is you need a VPN. Get a VPN, maybe a VPS. You need some sort of either virtual private network or virtual private service that will allow you to basically port forward from another IP address. So yeah, okay, I need to port forward, and I need a specific IP address through a VPN that'll do it. But all of that seems super complicated. In fact, many people have talked to me about it. The way they've talked to me about it, it just seemed a little too much. Just, they tell me they can get it figured out in, just 10, 20 minutes. But for me, I'm a novice. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a developer. I make videos. So how am I going to do this? Well, one person recommended the mini smart router called the Mango here. And this turned out to be not bad. This Mango was very easy to install. It actually had ports in the back for both incoming and outgoing. It had its own Wi-Fi. So it really had a lot of the setup I needed. And it used 12 volts, 1 amp in order to have power. So all of that being said, I bought a couple of these and decided to test them out. I'm still testing them out now. I have not gone out of relay yet. But the nice thing was there was an easy way to get a VPN, which was through a company called Movad VPN. And they're out in Stockholm, Sweden, I believe. But they cost about a little under, after, currency conversions, about $6 a month. And they didn't take any of your information. They just have basically a specific code that is generated, and then using that code, you pay into that code the $6 every month, and you have a VPN. And it was a very quick setup, pre-configured, everything ready to go within the Mango. So very easy to set up and get running. Not a lot of problems. One thing is you do have to be patient. Once everything starts up connected, in order to create the configuration files, it does take like 5 minutes. And then once that's done, I went and I selected the US one that I liked, connected to that one, and it still took 3 or 4 minutes for the lights to go from yellow to green, and everything was working good. And even then, you still have to port forward. I was told you could go to the DMZ and, direct all the traffic towards that one device, but I am testing it with port forwarding right now to see how that works. So for those of you who are interested in the VPN, I do recommend this. It does look interesting. I am still doing testing. One of the nice things are, if I do have a phone or a MiFi device like this, I can connect it here, and it does have a USB connection, so you can tether. So tethering's an option. Using again, Ethernet connections in the back are an option. And even if you don't choose to use those, they have a connection that you can use to your Helium hotspot miner that can be either through Ethernet or, again, Wi-Fi. So definitely, I would recommend you take a look at this. This does seem like a great option out there. I have not gone out of relayed yet. I am still testing this, but so many people keep asking me about it and how the setup works that I just felt like I might as well give this information out to people. So, hey, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you want to know more about how this goes in my testing, do like and subscribe, and happy mining.